Hey, what's up you guys? So today I'm filming a video about my tattoos, piercings, and the piercings I've had in the past, which I have taken out a lot. Some I can still put jewelry in, others I just don't want to wear them, and some have closed up. So we'll just get right into it. The first tattoo I ever got was when I was around 13 or 14. It's a stick and poke tattoo, and a lot of my friends were doing it, so I got a heart on my ankle. It was a really stupid idea, and I got yelled at by my friend's mom and aunt and my mom, and she said it was stupid and laughed at me, but over the years I have grown to love it, and it's probably one of my favorite tattoos that I have because it comes from a meaningful part in my life, which I won't go into too much, but my dad had just passed away around that time. That's the reason I got it, and I thought it was a good idea, but it definitely wasn't, and it's very unsafe, and you should never get that kind of tattoo like I did in an unclean environment where lots of things bad can happen, which I'm thankful nothing bad happened. My first official tattoo that I got at a tattoo shop or tattoo parlor or anything like that was this one on my wrist, which is a teacup or a coffee cup, whatever. I like to think it's a teacup, and I got it as a teacup, which I really love tea, and it's a big part of my life. It still is a big part of my life. I love trying new teas and going back to old favorites, and yeah, that's the reason why I got it, just for my love of tea. My second tattoo was a lot bigger placement. It is right here on my forearm, or the inside of my forearm, and it says nostalgia. And I got it in a typewriter type font, which I really love, so not all of the letters are perfect looking or anything, and that's exactly how I wanted it. My first tattoo, this one, again, sorry, I got when I was about 16 or 17, I believe, and it was my first tattoo, and I went with my boyfriend. This one, the nostalgia one, which was my second tattoo, I got when I was around 18, so I could get it by myself, and I'm just a really nostalgic person, which is the reason I started doing videos like vlogs. I do vlogs on this channel all the time, and I did years and years ago, and I talked about that in my recent vlog that I deleted all my videos and stuff. If you want, I'll link it below and you can go check it out. I'm a really nostalgic person, and I love the meaning of the word, and so I got it as a tattoo. The tattoos that I've talked about so far, they were relatively quick and not so much pain, so that was good. This one on my forearm hurt probably a bit more than the other ones, as it's bigger and there's more shading, and the lettering, it just says, "To die will be an awfully big adventure." I did a project in school called Allegory, where it's a symbol, like you symbolize something in a drawing type form, and mine was about death and rebirth, and I came across this quote that I really liked, and so that's what I based my allegory on, was death and rebirth. I believe everything dies and is reborn as something. That's what this means to me, is symbolizing my belief in death and rebirth. And what is really cool is this is my own drawing, or based on it. She just modified it to tattoo better and made it larger for my forearm, but this was my design and I drew it, and I really love it because of that. My last and final tattoo that I have gotten recently for my birthday, my 22nd birthday, was this owl on my hand. I really love it, although the color is a bit faded and it is still healing a little bit. It has stopped flaking and my skin there doesn't take the color very well, but the second time I got it done, the eyes took the blue and it took the purples a little better and the teal. I've always wanted to get an owl tattoo. So I got one and I picked my hand, and this by far was the most painful tattoo I have gotten yet. Like, it doesn't hurt this at first, like it hurt just as much as my other tattoos. But after it being so long and when your hand swells up, it hurts a lot. Like, not the needle doesn't hurt or the tattoo, but once your hand starts to swell, it starts to burn. Like you've had a sunburn you're getting tattooed. That's the only way I can explain it. I like it more and more every day. So that's kind of how I feel. Like, I get a tattoo and it hurts, so the pain makes me go, oh, what have I done? I wish this pain could just go away. I should have never have done this. It's so uncomfortable. But after that, and once it starts to heal, I absolutely love all my tattoos. The first piercings I got were my lobe piercings, my first lobe piercings. I got when I was 2 years old, which I don't remember if they hurt. All I remember is my mom took me when I was 2 the first day, and I cried and cried so bad. Like, we'll come back the next day. And so we went back and they got done, and I probably wore earrings in them till I was about 10 or 11, maybe even younger. I took them out and they've never closed up. They've just always been there, and I can still put jewelry in them. The second ear piercing I got was my helix on both sides. I got this one done when I was about 13 or 12 or 13. I got this one done, and my mom did it for me, as well as this one. Again, I got when I was 14 or 15. I can still put jewelry in them. I just choose not to wear ear jewelry as I find it kind of uncomfortable sometimes, and I'm allergic to most like nickel and cheap type earrings, and I find it hard to find ones I like, and just wearing them all the time I just don't, so I just don't spend money on them. I got my second holes in my lobe when I was around 15 or 16, around there, and again my mom did them for me, so they've never closed over either, and I can still wear jewelry in them, but again, the nickel in most earrings and things bothers me, so I just choose not to wear any ear jewelry at all. Next thing I got pierced was this side of my nose, which I got done professionally at my cousin's house by a piercer. It cost about $25 for her to do it, as she wasn't in a shop or anything, but she was a professional and had worked at a shop before. And I got a ring put in. I changed to studs maybe when I got this side done, but the only problem with this is it didn't hurt, but my body wanted to like push. Like, I think if I had a stud in there, it would have poked out more, like it would have stood up like this as opposed to laying flat, because my nostril would flare the first little while after it getting done. The next piercing I got was my septum, which I've had for about 4 or 5 years, I want to say, and it didn't hurt too bad. They clamp you, and I found that hurt more than the piercing afterwards, and taking your shirt off, like if it gets caught and pulls, that kind of hurts, but it's all healed now and it doesn't hurt at all, and I love it, and I've kept it for a while. The next one I got was, I want to say, my tongue, which I don't wear anymore, and it has probably closed up on the bottom. Like I can still see the top opening where it was, but I'm sure the bottom is closed over, although I can see where it was. My tongue did hurt more than the rest of my piercings, not during the piercing, but after, when my tongue swelled up a little bit. Like it wasn't too bad, I could still talk properly. I had a hard time eating the first couple days because it was so painful, and after talking for a while, since they don't pierce it exactly straight, it goes beside the cord on the bottom of your tongue, the underneath ball. So talking, when it rubs on that cord, after a while it makes your throat hurt and stuff. So I couldn't talk for too long of a time, but I had that for maybe a year and a half. I just thought it was not very good for my teeth, and sometimes you bite it and it hurts. I forgot to talk about my snake bites. So I did get those before I got my septum, and my tongue. I already had this, but I got this side of my lip pierced. Actually, I might have got it done before this side. I did this side of my lip. I pierced this side, and I had that for about 3 years, maybe 2 years. Then I did this side and I had snake bites. So I took those out because I felt like they were a little uneven, but not so uneven that you could probably always notice. But I felt like they were rubbing on the inside of my gums a lot, and that's not good for your teeth. So I took them out. It felt really odd since I had them for a long time and I knew they were there. So after about a month or two, I put them back in, and I don't know how long I had them back in for, but I've had them out for about a year or two, and I haven't put them back in, and they have closed over. The next piercing I got after my nose was this one. I did that one myself. It did hurt, and I didn't have a proper needle, and I was like, oh, I should just give up on trying to do this myself and maybe get it done when I could, or just not do it at all. But I was like, no, it's gonna look stupid, and I just put myself through this much pain for nothing. So I just did it, and it's been there ever since. It hasn't closed over. None of my piercings have closed over unless I leave them out for a while and they do start to shrink a little bit, but they have never closed up. My septum has never closed, my ears have never closed over, and I've never rejected a piercing or anything like that. That's all my piercings and tattoos I have so far. So that has been all, and I hope you guys liked the video. This is my first kind of really sit down video alone like this, and so it might be a little awkward, it might be not so great, but hopefully I can do more like this in the future, more sit down type structured videos, I guess. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. I hope you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll see you later.